Selena Gomez is getting ready for one of the most important days of her life, her wedding. While she's focused on love, flowers, and her future with Benny Blanco, Justin's social media is stirring up all kinds of questions. Fans can't help but notice that his posts sound like they're about Selena. And just when it looked like things had finally calmed down, Hailey, Bieber somehow got pulled back into the mess. Whether she meant to or not, it's like Selena is trying to move forward, but the past keeps showing up around every corner. Every time she shares a happy moment or makes a public appearance, someone is there trying to link it back to Justin. Even when she stays quiet, people find hidden meanings, turning her every move into a debate about what really happened behind closed doors. But what makes things even more complicated is the connection between the man she's marrying and her ex, Benny Blanco. The guy who has captured Selena's heart used to be close friends with Justin. So now fans are wondering, can this really be a clean start for Selena? Or are we just watching another chapter in a tangled Hollywood story? At first, Selena and Benny seemed like a perfect match. There was no gossip, no loud fights, no toxic arguments, just two people who genuinely liked each other. Benny constantly talks about how much she means to him in interviews, calling her the best thing that's ever happened to him. And when he says it, it doesn't come across like he's just saying it to look good. It actually feels like he means every word. He talks about trying to make her smile every day, and you can tell he wants to be the kind of partner she can count on. This relationship feels very different from what Selena had before. There's no chaos. They don't argue in public or play games. If she needs space, she asks for it. And Benny respects that. He once said he doesn't even need to be in the same room with her. As long as she's nearby, that's enough for him. Just being able to shout "I love you" across the house makes him happy. That quiet, secure love is a big contrast to what she experienced with Justin, and maybe that's what makes this new chapter feel so meaningful to her. But even the most peaceful love stories aren't safe from outside noise. When Benny proposed to Selena, everyone expected a sweet, private moment. And at first glance, that's exactly what it looked like. But the more people looked at the pictures, the more it felt off. The setup didn't look like a real date. It looked like a photo shoot. There was a Taco Bell meal spread perfectly on a blanket, with an overhead shot that seemed too perfect. Online jokes started flying, and people wondered, was this a romantic moment? Or was it staged for attention? Then there's Benny himself. When someone keeps telling the world how amazing they are as a partner, it makes you wonder, are they trying to prove something to others or to themselves? Even with those doubts, it's tough not to root for them. He tells women not to settle, which sounds great, but there's a strange twist. He's been pretty open about his own odd behavior, like not showering regularly and making weird comments in interviews. Their engagement may have been full of affection, but it definitely raised a few eyebrows. And just when everyone was trying to figure out if this relationship was the real deal, another familiar face stirred the pot again. Not through a press statement or direct message, but through vague Instagram posts that fans instantly saw as shade. One of his posts said, "Telling other humans they deserve something is like raising someone else's kids. Who are you to decide what someone should or shouldn't have? God decides what we deserve." The timing was suspicious. She told Hailey that she mattered, that her heart and voice mattered too. Given their long history of tension, this came as a big surprise. But what caught even more attention was Justin's reaction. It felt bitter and dramatic, and it didn't stop there. His Instagram stories turned into something like a sermon. Then he shared another post about loyalty, telling people not to hold on to others just because they're afraid to be alone. Feels cornered. Maybe it's hard for him to watch Selena glow in her new life, planning her wedding, looking truly happy and moving forward without him. Others think he's simply being emotional, but emotional about what exactly? His Instagram posts are vague, yet always seem to show up right when something major happens in Selena's life. That timing is too perfect to ignore. She's not clapping back, not posting shady quotes, and not engaging in the noise. But someone else involved in this tangled story isn't doing the same. In fact, her silence might be saying the most. Caught in the middle is Hailey Bieber. And whether she wants it or not, she landed a major Vogue cover and got her skincare brand, Rhode, picked up by Sephora. It was a big deal, a clear career milestone. Justin posted something congratulatory about Hailey, but fans said it came off strange, almost like he was mocking her rather than genuinely supporting her. Then came the most surprising twist of all. Selena liked a post about Hailey's brand and even shared a heartfelt message saying, "You matter. Your voice matters. You are worth so much more." It was a gesture that nobody saw coming. People instantly read it as a quiet, mature way of showing support. Despite their rocky history, Selena seemed to be reaching out with kindness instead of being met with appreciation. The response from Justin was again an other cryptic post, this time talking about how only God can decide what people deserve. Fans quickly connected the dots. They saw his spiritual-toned post as a passive-aggressive reaction to Selena's unexpected support for Hailey. So now, Hailey's in a difficult spot. On one side, there's her husband, who seems to be unraveling emotionally. On the other side, there's Selena, someone Hailey was often pitted against, now offering peace. Hailey hasn't said anything publicly. No tweets, no interviews, no reaction at all. But that silence, it's loud. People online are watching closely, pointing out her stiff body language and tense expressions in recent photos and videos. Some fans believe she's under pressure and quietly struggling. And it's not just the emotional layers between Selena, Justin, and Hailey. Used to work directly with Justin Bieber, learned a lot from watching others' friends and sometimes ex-friends make mistakes in their relationships. One of his comments really stood out. You learn from friends or maybe former friends doing something stupid. He followed it up by saying he uses those examples to guide what not to do in his own relationship. That definitely sounds like he was referring to Justin. Benny seems to be shaping himself into the opposite of what he saw in Justin. He even mentioned how, when someone he knows does something good in their relationship, he takes note and applies it. He said, "You'll see your friends do something great, and you're like, ooh, I'm taking that idea." This reveals a lot. Benny isn't just loving Selena on his own terms, he's looking at her past relationships and trying to do better. He's picking out what worked, ignoring what didn't, and almost using it as a relationship blueprint. It's like he's not starting from scratch, but updating something that already existed. That might sound sweet, but it also brings up a deeper question: can something truly be new if it's built using pieces of the past? And with all these emotional cracks showing around them, could those borrowed parts cause trouble down the line? Meanwhile, Selena is doing her best to ignore the noise and focus on her future. Her wedding with Benny is officially in the planning stage. Despite all the online chaos, the behind-the-scenes work has already started. Ed Sheeran accidentally let it slip that he's going to the wedding, though Benny quickly clarified that Ed just got a heads up, not a formal invite yet. Whether that was damage control or just part of the plan to keep things private, one thing is clear: they're being careful with details. Selena isn't aiming for a picture-perfect ceremony. She's already said there won't be a traditional bride and groom first dance because she finds it embarrassing. That small detail says a lot. Even with all the fame and attention, she's still someone who feels shy and vulnerable, especially when she's in the spotlight. And this event will likely be filled with cameras, celebrities, and expectations. But she's choosing authenticity over performance. Behind all the wedding plans and red carpet smiles is something much heavier. Selena has talked openly about her health struggles, especially her battle with lupus. It's an autoimmune disease that doesn't just affect her daily life, it also affects her ability to have children. She's been upfront about the risks she'd face if she became pregnant. It's the kind of deeply personal truth that most celebrities keep private. But Selena has chosen to share it, reminding people that her journey has never been simple or smooth. That makes everything she's doing now feel even more meaningful. This wedding isn't just about love. It's about building something stable after years of instability. It's about choosing peace after a past full of conflict. But as she quietly moves forward, the emotional chaos from the past continues to echo on, not just in her direction. Justin's reactions, Hailey's silence, and Benny's past connection to Justin all keep pulling attention back to the old triangle. And while Selena tries to focus on the future, it seems like the past refuses to stay buried. Benny Blanco has made it clear he's not just thinking about the music or the wedding, he's dreaming about becoming a father. In interviews, he's opened up about how much he loves being an uncle and how he genuinely looks forward to having kids of his own one day, whether it's through adoption, surrogacy, or another path. He and Selena seem emotionally ready for that next step. And it's not about making headlines or crafting a polished image, it's just two people being honest about what they want. No filters, no staged PR moments, just raw, human truth. While the public is busy romanticizing their relationship and imagining a dream wedding filled with celebrities and designer gowns, Selena is living through something far more personal. She's trying to build a future that reflects her real self, not the version people think they know. Not the one shaped by gossip, but the one forged through years of real pain and growth. She's moving forward with quiet strength. But just because she's found peace doesn't mean the past has stopped knocking. And of course, Justin Bieber isn't exactly staying in the shadows either. One of the most loyal people in life has always been Taylor Swift. Their friendship runs deep. It's not just about pretty pictures at award shows or posing for magazines, it's real. It's the kind of connection that lasts through heartbreak, healing, and the endless drama of fame. Taylor once said in an interview, "I can forgive people who've hurt me, but I don't know if I could forgive someone who hurt her." That wasn't a throwaway comment. She was clearly referring to Justin, and it showed how deeply protective she is of Selena. Taylor's support for Selena goes way beyond what the public usually sees. There were moments when Selena was going through the lowest points of her life, and Taylor showed up not for attention, not for social media likes, but just to be there. Selena has often said Taylor is one of her best friends and someone who's always stepped up in unexpected ways. Recently, the two were spotted having dinner together at Monkey Bar in New York. No assistants, no cameras shoved in their faces. Just a private evening between close friends. You can only imagine what that conversation was like. Between Justin's behavior, the ongoing Hailey connection, and now Selena's engagement to Benny, there's no doubt that dinner table carried a lot of unspoken weight. Fans online love to joke that Taylor is the chill.com friend who listens, while Selena shows up with a brand new storm each time they meet, but in reality, their bond is more like family. Taylor has always had Selena's back, not just in public, but in those quiet, important moments when no one else was watching. But even Taylor, with all her influence, can't protect Selena from everything, especially not from what's happening online. Justin Bieber still seems to be watching, whether he admits it or not. The timing of his social media activity speaks louder than his words. Whenever Selena posts a milestone and engagement announcement, support for Hailey, even just a happy photo, Justin seems to react with vague quotes about God, loyalty, or judgment. They may not mention her name, but the subtext is almost impossible to ignore. Fans have picked up on it, and the theories are everywhere. Some believe Justin is still quietly keeping tabs on Selena. Maybe he has a burner account. Maybe he scrolls through fan pages. Whatever the case, the emotional connection clearly hasn't vanished. It lingers years after they broke up, like a ghost that won't leave the room. There's also the awkward reality that Benny Blanco, the man now building a life with Selena, once worked closely with Justin. He was there in the studio during those earlier years, choreating songs, and probably witnessing a lot more behind the scenes than we'll ever know. So, to some fans, it feels like Justin is watching not just an ex move on, but watching someone from his own circle step into the role he once held and couldn't keep. Others think Justin is just overwhelmed, trying to grasp for control in the only way he can through his Instagram captions and cryptic messages. Maybe it's not about Selena at all. Maybe it's about the pressure of constantly being watched, constantly being compared, constantly being expected to have it all together. Still, one thing is clear. Justin hasn't faded into the background. If anything, his presence feels just as strong now as it did back then, not because Selena's talking about him or dragging him into the spotlight, but because he keeps showing up there on his own. And it's not just fans watching this happen, it's him too. Watching Selena glow, watching her step into a life that feels stable and full, and maybe realizing too late what he let go. But Selena's not stuck in the past. She's not waiting for Justin to understand or acknowledge what went wrong. She's not holding on to any old stories. She's finally focused on her future, and everything about the way she's moving forward says that she's doing it on her terms. Her relationship with Benny isn't about making headlines. Her wedding isn't a performance. She's crafting a life that reflects who she is. No, not who she used to be. She's writing songs that come from a place of love and peace. She's choosing a partner who respects her space, her independence, and her need for emotional safety. And most of all, she's trying to live without, constantly, being pulled back into a past she's worked so hard to leave behind. But in Hollywood, the past doesn't disappear. It just morphs into something new. Justin is still married. Hailey is still growing her brand. But their stories with Selena linger. You can see it in the comments under every post. The comparisons, the theories, the constant public obsession. Selena didn't ask for that part of fame, but she's never been able to shake it completely, even now. As she builds a future with Benny, some part of the world still looks back, wondering what Justin thinks, waiting to see if Hailey reacts, asking whether that old triangle will flare up again. But Selena's strength isn't in pretending none of it happened, it's in refusing to let it define her anymore. She's not trying to win, she's not trying to prove anything, she's just choosing peace, choosing herself. And for the first time, she doesn't need to say a word to make that clear. Her silence says enough. Her happiness is the response, and her future, that's hers alone. Subscribe for more gossips.